describe the beautiful moment, elated moment that Arsenal fans are enjoying globally. Going to the cottagers, defeating them right in front of their home fans by a long goal. And the following week, trouncing the indomitable Atletico Madrid and the theatrics of Diego Simeone by 4-0. Who would have ever seen that coming? Nobody ever believed that Arsenal will trounce Atletico Madrid and the theatrics of Diego Simeone by 4-0. Within 13 minutes, Arsenal notched 4 goals. That is formidable. That is unprecedented. Welcome to another edition of Arsenal Fans Beat, brought to you by Arsenal Fans Globally. We're going to be looking at the signature signing of Max Dorman becoming a full Arsenal player. When he becomes 17, he's going to be a full Arsenal player professionally. And we're also going to be looking at what transpires as Arsenal will be facing Crystal Palace. Is going to be a match that will serve as a revenge match for Crystal Palace, especially losing their mercurial midfielder to Arsenal in the person of Eberichi Eze. Yes, Arsenal played for the first time against Crystal Palace in January 27 of 1934. And after then, Arsenal have come against Crystal Palace 58 times, notching 35 victories, with Crystal Palace defeating Arsenal 6 times and both sides sharing 17 draws apart. What it means is that Arsenal have an edge over Crystal Palace. But in this modern day football, nobody looks at the head-to-head again, because head-to-head doesn't really count. Who would have ever thought that Crystal Palace, of all teams, will defeat Liverpool back-to-back? They defeated them 3 times in a row. Defeated them in the Premier League last season, defeated them in the FA Cup, and also defeated them in the Carabao Cup. Community Shield. And again, what am I talking about? The 4th time this season again, they defeated them. So who would have thought about that? Because when you look at the head-to-head, Crystal Palace is nowhere near Liverpool. But this is what the beautiful game of football brings you, especially when it has to do with the English Premier League. It is unpredictable, it is daunting, it is a league where the low-bottom team can defeat top league leaders. Anyways, yes, we're going to be looking at what transpires. How is Arsenal going to come up against Crystal Palace, sitting 8th position with 13 points in the Premier League? But Arsenal, we need to do the yeoman's job. If they need to nick the Premier League title, I've said it times after time, that we need to be undaunting, we need to play with presence, we need to play with authority, we need to play with audacity. Audacity to defeat you in your home front and for our own home fans too. So that is what we'll be looking at on Sunday. It's going to be a super Sunday match. But this is a match that proves to be a difficult one, because when you look at the way Oliver Glasner and his boys are playing currently, you can't take it away from them. They're doing a yeoman's job. And when you look at the way Felipe Mateta is playing, and suddenly with his uprising in goal scoring, has become a French player. He's now in the national team. So how else can you describe the goalkeeper, goalkeeping mettle of the likes of Dean Henderson? And how can you describe Mark Guehi, the player that was on his way to Liverpool and he was called back, yet is playing dominantly like a resounding captain that he is? And you can't take it away from Daniel Munoz. He's a very good player too. So it's really going to be a difficult afternoon for Arsenal, but Arsenal have gotten the formidability to play against anything. We're going to be looking at how Arsenal is going to really navigate this match, especially when you look at the fact that it is possible that the indomitable Gabriel Magalhaes will not be playing because of the knock he sustained against Atletico Madrid. But knowing the kind of player that he is, I know he still want to come up. But now these days at Arsenal, the way we play with our squad depth, we don't give any chance for anybody to play with a sustained injury. Once you are injured, take you by the side and bring in the next person. And the next person already knows that, look, I'm coming into the team to do a yeoman's job. I'm coming to prove my mettle that I'm good enough to get started. So, before I come to how Arsenal is going to be lining up, let's go to Max Dorman. Kudos to Max Dorman, the parents, and Mikel Arteta, as well as Andre Berta, because to notch the signature of such a young man talent that Napoli were looking out for, Chelsea looking out for, Barcelona. These are formidable club sides that are looking out for your signature, and they're promising you that you're going to have game time, that you're going to be playing consistently. But the father said, no. We're staying in the family club, Arsenal. So he secured a scholarship, and by the time he turns 17, he's going to be signing his full-fledged professional contract as an Arsenal player. Kudos to Arsenal. Kudos to the parents of Max Dorman for putting their feet on the ground and not allowing, remember, Chidozie B. Martins. He would have had the opportunity of playing if he had been patient. But at the point, the father was hawking him like a cookie. Hey, I've got a player to play. I've got a player to play. Do you have money to pay? Today, where is he? He's never in the frenzy of playing for Manchester United first team. So that is how bad it is. So kudos to the parents of Max Dorman for doing the yeoman's job and believing in this project of Arsenal, that we are a family club with that sense of camaraderie, that we're going to bring everybody together in the frenzy. Thank you, Doxman's family. We hope and pray that Max Dorman is going to become one of the best players ever in the history of football. Now, coming to the Super Sunday game, how do I expect my darling Arsenal to line up? Mikel Arteta, this is a match that you need to win, because if you need to consolidate your leadership in the summit, you need to be consistent, especially now that Man City are breathing down on our necks with Haaland scoring in every game. So it is going to be a match that we're going to take not for granted, but we're going to take it by the gauntlet and ensure that we'll get our victory against Crystal Palace. I'm looking at starting with ever reliable, indomitable Jurriën Timber on the right back. And since Gabriel Magalhaes is experiencing a knock, I want to start with Saliba and Christian Mosquera playing as the two central defenders, and having also El Raya in goal. I'm going to be looking at Calafiori to continue what he has started. He's been quite formidable playing in that position for now. And then I'm going to be looking at Zubimendi sitting there in the 6 with Declan Rice assisting, and having a Berechese playing as the 10, and Starboy Bukayo Saka playing on the right side, and having Martinelli should be able to continue what he has started, because we've seen that his consistency is beginning to grow on the rise. And so far in the Champions League, he has notched in 3 goals. Let us see if he can bring that into the furrow in the Premier League. Well, if he doesn't play well, we always have a replacement for him. So in the striking position, it's going to be Victor Gyökeres. There is a game that I'm foreseeing that Victor Gyökeres is going to be scoring. He's going to be niching a goal in this game, because those 2 goals that he got against Atletico Madrid has given him the confidence. The way the entire stadium, the players, everybody celebrated with him shows that sense of camaraderie that ensues within the club. And we pray that he's going to, make his doubting Thomases to lick their words and say, oh, we made a mistake in criticizing him, that he's not a good striker. Because you can't take it away from him. He won the Mullers Award at the Ballon d'Or. So whether you like it or not, he's the best striker on the planet at the moment. Whereas looking at the scoreline prediction for this match. Scoreline prediction for this match. My crystal ball says we're going to nick it by 3-0. We're going to be scoring. Crystal Palace will come hard fighting, but this is a game that we're going to nick 3 goals. 3 goals, we're going to score 3 goals in this game. Let me know what your take is going forward, because I've given you my team selection and my scoreline prediction. And let us know if you have a contrary opinion. Don't forget that this is the Arsenal Fans Beat, brought to you by Arsenal Fans Globally. As I come your way again, don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. Until then, it is come on, you Gunners!